So England, final test in the bag, leveling the series 2-2.
But it means nothing.
Yeah, it means nothing. But we can genuinely say this was one of the best Ashes series we've seen in a long time.
100%. Like, I don't really watch Ashes like properly. Like,
Same.
Like, there's certain Test match series that I will watch like properly, but Ashes isn't one of them. I mean, it's a big test, but like I personally not. But this year it's been different.
It's good. I'm the same. Like, when it comes to Test cricket, I pretty much only watch India.
Yeah.
But I've watched every day of this Ashes, every game, every day pretty much. I wanted to go to some of them, but just tickets were too expensive.
Yeah, I mean, it's been very dramatic. There's been a lot of controversy going around, and arguably, I feel maybe the best team didn't win.
Okay, so let me ask you, who do you think deserved to win the Ashes as a whole?
I think England were far better. I wouldn't say far better. I mean, Australia did play some good cricket, but I personally think throughout the whole series, England actually had chances where they should have sealed off the game. Like, say for instance, first let's take this like structurally.
Yeah.
So
no, because I agree. I think overall, Australia obviously played very well, but you could say England were robbed. The rain robbed England, saved Australia, but I guess you can make arguments for both.
You could.
So if we go back to the first test,
Yeah.
was it Edgbaston?
I think so.
I think it was Edgbaston.
Yeah.
What even happened? I think Khawaja got 141.
Yep, and he backed out with this like 70 odd in the second innings, right?
Yeah, that's when we were like, whoa, Khawaja's here to play.
Khawaja's here. He's a gun cricketer.
I love Khawaja.
Yeah.
Only because he's brown. And it's hard to like an Aussie. It's hard to like an Aussie, but if they're brown, it's okay.
Yeah.
But I think if we actually go back and remember, Stokes declared on day one.
I think that was stupid personally, because like, fair enough if you have two tailenders that can't bat, like say Anderson's at the crease, like fair enough. Anderson did not bat, but Root was batting, so I don't get what this logic is. Either they wanted to like.
Yeah, but you say that, but imagine they get Cummins out on the last day and he doesn't go on to make that innings where he pulled the game away from England. If they get him out early, then you're like, whoa, that is Bazball at his finest. Don't you think?
Yeah, you could say that.
I think they only won in the third session of the final day. So it's if England did declare a bit later, they might have run out of time.
In my opinion, you never declare on day one. First of all, second of all, you don't declare.
You don't think?
I don't think you declare unless you get over 500 runs in the first innings. Like,
but is that Bazball?
I think if that's Bazball's stupid, because like, look deep it. Like, if you have 300, they had like 390 odd runs, didn't they? I can't remember exactly, but let's just say 400 for one first inning score. I don't think you should be declaring unless you've just run out of options.
But deep it, if they won, if it was an individual that saved Australia, it was an individual performance.
Nico,
if that didn't happen,
you can say that, Nico, but the thing is, they would have powered on more runs for them to have chased down anyway. So, like, come on. Like, you can say that, you can say this. Ultimately, it depends on what you think about this declaration. And I personally think it's stupid. I think they're just trying to send a message to the whole world that, oh, we're too good for this. Do you know what I mean? And I think that
I can see where you come from.
Yeah.
But I think overall in that test match over the 5 days, it was probably equal performance, let's say, because you'd see, look at Khawaja, they played well. He played well. He really played a proper test match innings. But England also, they declared, they got their runs, and it could have gone either way, I think.
I think out of all the test matches in this series, I think the first test was probably the most competitive.
Yeah, definitely.
The most equal.
Most even.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I reckon it could have gone both ways. But Australia won and that's what happened.
But there was a point. There was a point where England should have won this test.
Yeah.
Like, you're letting Cummins. Like, Cummins is as you can see, he's a decent bat. But you're letting Cummins come in and score like 40. and taking the game away from you.
Yeah.
They just weren't bowling well. Like, if they bowled better, arguably, and I'm not taking away from Cummins, but England should have won from the point they were at, I feel.
England, they could have won. They maybe should have won. But the fact that Australia won, it shows. I don't think you can say Australia didn't deserve to win that game. I think you can say Australia did deserve. But that's different to like the other tests. So, like, I think the other tests were a bit more one-sided.
Yeah.
Even the second test, that's when the Bairstow controversy. I am of the opinion if that didn't happen to Bairstow, they would have won quite comfortably. Because not only was Ben Stokes batting really well.
Stokes.
Yeah, Stokes. What did I say? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Ben Stokes.
Yeah, I was just saying.
Stokes was batting really well. And not only was he batting well, he was batting with the tail, which adds more pressure.
Yeah.
If he was batting with Bairstow.
Different game.
They lost by 40 runs. That's nothing compared. Like, what this New England squad can do. 40 runs is nothing. And Bairstow got out on like 10 or something.
And you've seen his innings recently, like
his form has been impeccable, especially at home.
Yeah.
So I think if Bairstow stays,
different game,
it's a different game, and I think they win. But obviously, he could have just nicked off anyway in the next ball.
Yeah.
And same.
You never know. Cricket's like that game. Any
Yeah.
ball, every ball, something can happen. So.
But I think if you look at the probability, I think probability of England winning with Bairstow there was like 80%.
Yeah, I would say so as well.
So again. Bairstow, with that being said, I think over the whole test, I think Australia did play better.
In the second test, you're saying?
Yeah, I think so.
I would say so as well, but I think it's because of the controversy. We're thinking, okay, who deserved to win at that stage? And it looked like England did pull things back and they were batting really well. But I think Stokes was like a lone soldier in this batting lineup for this test in particular.
But yeah, so the first two, very even.
Yeah.
I think Australia deserved to win. Maybe not deserved, but they won.
Yeah.
And you can't say they didn't deserve it.
Yeah, that's true.
Second test, a bit more controversial, but it happened.
Yeah.
These things happen.
Fair result.
And then third test, England. I think this is, out of the first three, this is easily the most one-sided. England deserved to win. I mean...
But it looked like they weren't going to at one stage.
But they just did play better. There was that point Marsh got 100. He took the game away from them. But I think it was close. But England deserved the win.
Yeah,
in the end.
I mean, I think the inclusion of Woakes really added more depth to their batting.
Woakes just changed this whole test match. We can talk about that a bit later.
Yeah.
But so 2-1, England are down 2-1. It could be 2-1 to England, 3-0 to England, 3-0 to Australia. At this point, anything was possible.
Yeah.
But it was 2-1. And you saw the momentum they had with Woakes, with Wood. And you thought, 2 tests to go, they could easily make the comeback. You come to the 4th test, they have the momentum. Woakes, Wood. Crowds behind them at Old Trafford. But I think we all knew the forecast was going to play
a part in
the game. And it did. That's why... England, they couldn't have played any better, I don't think, that test.
I think this was the most one-sided test match in the whole series. Like, England dominated. Crawley, he's been much better than previous series, I feel. He's got a lot more runs, and it showed. This game, he got a big score.
189, monster of an innings.
Amazing.
Masterclass. A Bazball masterclass, one may say.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was one of the top knocks in Ashes history, I'd say.
Defo.
Great strike rate.
I've never seen an Australia team get dominated that hard in an Ashes test.
By one single batsman.
Just as a whole, that was probably one of the best days England have had in an Ashes series. And they deserved to win. And it was sad.
It was sad.
Rain really... I mean, just the rain just ruined the whole Ashes pretty much. They didn't ruin it, but it stopped a historic comeback.
I think if the weather was perfect, I think this Ashes would be even better than it ended up being.
It would have been 3-2.
3-2 England. Easily.
England win this 4th test at Old Trafford easily.
Yeah, there's no anyone who says that Australia would have come and beat England in this 4th test is an idiot.
And the thing that annoyed me most is let's say England won the 4th test, it's 2-2. You go into the final thing. It's almost like a final.
Yeah.
winner wins the Ashes. But after the fourth test, Australia retained the Ashes.
Yeah.
It's not that no one cares. It's just not the same as if it was 2-2, you're going into the final test.
It's not a do or die.
It's not a do or die. And, but the fifth test, again, it lived up to the hype. Probably, arguably the best, as a viewer anyway. It's probably the best test of the series. Broad retiring, getting the last 2 wickets. Moeen Ali, who again I love,
has retired and come back.
Yeah, Moeen Ali again, who I love because he's brown. He played well. Another Wokes masterclass. Wood picking up his wickets. I think it was just a great way to round off a very good Ashes series.
Yeah, I mean, it got closer than we anticipated. Like, after day 3, I think, we were expecting... I thought it was like 70% chance England were going to win. Because, obviously, they needed to chase down... Was it almost 400? In, like, pretty difficult batting conditions. And, like, the Australian openers hadn't really done anything significant. I mean, I'm not saying individually. I'm saying collectively. They never had a significant opening partnership before this final test, unlike the England openers, who I think have been quite good. So I felt that they were going to get bowled out quite soon, but they put off a big fight, a massive effort from them.
They put like 160 not, or like 150 at least, 160 no loss. And from there, you think you got Marnus coming, you got Smith coming,
even Marsh with his form.
Marsh. You're like, they're going to win this, but England came back. Conditions did favour them. It did rain.
It did rain.
But they still had to get the wickets
very easily. They lost wickets very quick. It was like, I think they said they lost 5 wickets for 20 runs.
How many? 30, I think.
30 runs. Still, that's rubbish in Test cricket. You can't do that. That probably lost them the game. Australia could have maybe won, and especially with like the momentum and like the start that the openers gave. Realistically, you do want to see where things went wrong, because how can you bottle that?
And I think, as a collective, me and you both agree, England did deserve to win the Ashes series as a whole.
I feel that as well, yeah.
As in, over the first 2 games were very...
close.
You could say even. Maybe Australia deserved to win. Maybe England deserved to win. But the last 3 were very one-sided. England deserved to win the final 3.
Yeah.
They won the third and the 5th one. They deserved to win Old Trafford. But I think overall, as a team, England deserved to win the Ashes, and rain really did ruin. I mean, it was great as it is, but it ruined something that could have been very special.
Yeah, I think that's what makes me more upset about the rain. Like, obviously, it would have given England a chance to seal a series victory, but it just meant we didn't have that thriller feeling going into the 5th test. I mean,
even me as a neutral would have really liked to see.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. In my eyes, England won the Ashes.
Me too. Like
Australia may have retained them, but I think England won.
Yeah. Like, if you deep it, like, say, that would have been the perfect end to Stuart Broad's career, don't you think? If it hadn't rained, England won the 4th test, and then Broad wins it off.
But, yeah, so... It's not decided. Our opinion is England deserved to win.
Yeah.
And I think even Aussies would say that.
Yeah.
They got saved by rain. England Bazballed them. All 5 test matches. They played the way they wanted to. They played the way they've preached. That
aggression.
It's like the new evolved England, which McCullum and Stokes have brought in.
Yeah. And
I mean, at home they've performed really well. They're yet to take this away from home, as in they've taken it to places, but nowhere challenging. But I'm excited to see what they'll be able to do away, even in the Ashes away in Australia. They play India next season.
Yeah.
But who do we think is the player of the series? I think honourable mentions. I think there's only one true answer, I think.
What, the man of the series?
Yeah, I think we both agree. But I think we both agreed it could have been Khawaja, could have been Crawley. I think Crawley's got the most runs in the series. Maybe Khawaja's got the most runs.
I would have said maybe Khawaja, but it doesn't feel right giving it to an Australian, like, especially how me and you both feel about like how the series went on.
And we both love Khawaja.
Yeah.
But I think
brown.
I think the only real answer is Wokes. I think we both agree.
Wokes, the thing is, he wasn't there.
He won, actually. He actually won the award.
Did he actually?
The official award, Wokes won.
Yeah.
And I agree. I think he came in and he changed this England team.
He changed it.
I don't want to throw some random numbers, which I don't know, but I think he picked up 23 wickets or something.
4 wickets on the final innings.
Yeah.
And I think he had a fifer there somewhere. But
he
basically,
probably took about 40% or 50% of the wickets since he came in. Him and Wood combined.
Yeah,
probably
those
took about
those two really impacted.
They changed the game completely.
Yeah.
Or the series completely.
Yeah, I agree. Before, you see a complete different in England side, with Robinson, Anderson. I mean, Anderson still played 4 games out of the 5, but arguably Wokes and Wood were so much more effective. They really brought the fire and the Wood is so fast, and you can see that the Australians could not play him properly. And
having that pace in your team is it's very rare, and it's just a good thing to have.
Yeah,
and I'm sure if he was fit, Wood would have started even from the first game on.
Yeah, and it would have made things so much harder for Australia to start the way they started in the Ashes as well.
But I think where England really helped themselves, especially with Bazball, was their openers. I think the openers set the tone and they played amazing.
Yeah,
Khawaja obviously played well, but he didn't I saw the stat, the difference between Khawaja and Crawley, they both scored a similar amount of runs and a similar average through the series, but Khawaja batted at a 30 strike rate. I think Crawley batted at 85.
Yeah,
that's the difference, and I think
it sets the tone.
Even Duckett played well. And I think Warner wasn't up to it. I mean, I think he got 6 or 7 20+ starts. He played well in the final day. Oh, sorry, the final test.
That's it, though. And not in the first innings. I don't think he did much in the first innings. It's only literally the second innings of the last test he decided to turn up.
Yeah, I mean, Broad had him on stilts,
ropes.
but he had good starts. He just couldn't convert them. But he wasn't awful.
Yeah, but I think because of that, they couldn't have any solid opening partnerships, and that really sets the tone in a test game.
No, 100%. And Crawley I could make the argument for him to be player of the series. 189 is exceptional.
It's exceptional.
Him or Wokes, I'd say. Even Khawaja. But I think Khawaja fell off a bit at the end.
He fell off a bit at the end. I think Crawley is someone who hasn't really caught my eye very much before this series, I would say. He's been hit or miss. He's been getting mediocre scores, nothing exceptional. But I think this series he's been very consistent.
He's really stepped up. Especially he had a lot of haters. I didn't think he was that good, to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't either.
He has good scores, but he was never consistent until this series. And I think he's proven a lot of people wrong. And he's really propelled England into a winning position each test match.
Yeah.
And the test series as a whole. 189 was just a highlight of his career, probably. But it just showed what he's capable of.
I think the way that he played, you just see the impact and the push it had for the whole England innings, and then you see what Warner did. And I personally think that Warner was probably the biggest flop for Australia. In terms of the Australian team, I think Warner was the biggest flop for them.
But I think we just talked about the player of the Ashes.
We should talk about
the flop of Ashes 2023. It's hard to say because you didn't expect it, but it's obviously Jimmy Anderson.
Yeah, it has to be.
Because, he is obviously England's probably best bowler of all time.
Yeah.
Probably one of the best test bowlers of our generation. He's picked up 700 how many of wickets.
Yeah.
And he's got an amazing record. But this whole series, he wasn't up to it. And he was a bit of a liability.
We did our digging. We checked our stats. He played 4 tests. I think he got 5 wickets. But what surprises you the most is his average. He averaged 84.
84 is actually a madness.
So he conceded 84 runs per wicket he took. That's out. I can't even talk. That's outrageous.
No, that is quite poor. But I was surprised they didn't drop him for the final test.
I would have, because they still won, but I feel they should have chose a different bowler.
Yeah.
But they won, and maybe they feel that they needed him for these conditions.
Yeah, I mean, it's their choice. They came out with a win. Who are we to say anything? But I think flop of the series was definitely Anderson, averaging 85, picking up less than 10 wickets in the whole Ashes series. I know he wouldn't be proud of the score, but of his stats, sorry. But England came out with a win.
It was in his home conditions as well. That's what surprises me. Like, he's got all these wickets in Test cricket, and like most of them have come from home because his bowling is just better suited to overcast English conditions. Like, fair enough, he's been such a good bowler, but like he goes somewhere like India and Australia, he won't get as many wickets. He will still get a lot of wickets, but him in England is like unparalleled to any other bowler. Well, was unparalleled.
I think, just it happens, age catches up.
Yeah.
And he's almost refusing to retire.
He's been here for a long time.
I mean, he probably has the right to play how much ever he wants, or if he wants to play for another 3 years, that's his choice because of what he's done for England, what he's done for the sport.
Yeah.
And like his stats, his records, he earned them, and he earns the right to say, look, I think I have a few more years. A few more years in me. And fair enough, if that's what he wants to do, but look, Stuart Broad retired. He's probably like 36, 37, maybe.
But he's still bowling better than Anderson right now.
Exactly.
Much better. There's not even a debate. But I guess you could argue that who would England use to replace him? Because right now you got Wokes, you got Wood when he's fit, and Broad's gone, so you've got Stokes is gone as well, because he's not going to be bowling fast bowling anymore.
Look, Archer's always injured. Wood is obviously very injury prone. Wokes can only play at home.
He can play
Broad
elsewhere,
is retired,
but he hasn't got results.
I
think Wokes can be a full-time Test bowler, but he hasn't really got that many wickets and that many results elsewhere from England.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, so like, Wood can't play. He can play obviously, but Wood's always injured.
No like guarantee he's fit every single game, and I think that's quite scary. If I'm an England supporter, I'll be really scared about this, because like your bowlers, your fast bowlers are either injury prone, or they're not bowling well, or they can't bowl to every condition, and that is scary. Because fair enough, you have Bazball cricket, you get all the runs, quick aggressive cricket, but if you can't back it up with your bowling, and like fast bowling was a big part of England, like they've never been like proper spinners like taking 5-6 wickets every Test match for England. It's always been their seamers. Like Anderson and Broad have carried this bowling attack, but now they're both gone. I mean, Anderson's not gone, but he's going. He's basically gone to me. So like, what are England going to do?
I think England have they have a big problem with their pace bowling attack, even their spin bowling attack, because like I said, Wood is injury prone. Wokes can't play away from home. Anderson, like, we'll see what he's going to do, but he doesn't look great. Broad's retired. Robinson's a bit old. He's not a opening bowler either.
I don't like Robinson.
Yeah, no one.
He's not great. He's not a great bowler. I mean, he's been like decent, I guess. I can't say he's been rubbish, because he hasn't. But he hasn't offered anything exceptional that cements his place in that team.
But who are England going to bring in?
There's Potts, there's Tongue, but then again, you don't.
Broad and Anderson are gone. Like they've been the staple for Test for however long.
Yeah.
Even Jofra Archer's always injured. So
is he even playing for England anymore?
He's supposed to come back for the World Cup.
Do you think? Okay.
He bowled like an over in the IPL, didn't he? He played in the IPL this season for Mumbai.
But I don't remember him.
Yeah, he only bowled like one or two overs.
The bowling he did do, I know he got hit for runs. He didn't bowl well.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Wood, Wokes away from England. Stokes can't bowl.
He's bowling spin now.
Archer is always injured. Anderson not gone, but Broad gone.
Yeah.
So
I think
England are going to have a real trouble, especially away from home, trying to pick some pace bowlers as well as spin bowlers, because Moeen Ali's gone, and I think Moeen Ali is a 10 times better bowler than Leach.
I think Leach is bad.
Yeah. But I think England are going to have, especially if they want to try this Bazball cricket.
Yeah.
Not try. They are playing Bazball,
Yeah.
but it's not all about batting. You need aggressive,
Bowling.
good pace bowlers, and I don't think
Broad had that fire in him, but he's
Yeah.
gone now. Wood has that fire in him, but
injury prone.
injury prone. So
I think England are going to have a real problem with the pace bowling attack, even spin bowling attack away from home. And I guess we'll see how that develops.
yeah, I mean, they have a lot of questions to ask and a lot of talks to be discussed.
Yeah. But overall, Australia and England treated us to a very thrilling and very exciting, not only Test match cricket. So they've made Test match cricket fun to watch, and I hope all nations adapt this kind of play, because that's some of the best, most fun I've had watching cricket.
A Test game. Yeah, but you can also say that the way they're batting is actually like revolutionizing the game. It's like a better way of scoring runs, and it sets the tone. It makes the bowlers who are bowling to you just lose their confidence. I think it's the way to go.
And like, I think the issue is not a lot of nations have the individuals with the technical ability to play Bazball, and I think that's the main issue.
You see, India, you could say it's the individuals that make up Bazball. Like, say, India's been doing it for years with Rishabh Pant. Not India as a whole, but Pant is a Bazball player. He plays like that. And you get individuals across different countries who play like this, but if you want to really adapt this sort of cricket, get some white ball cricketers in your team and give them a chance in Test cricket.
I agree. And I think for Test cricket to survive, we know it's been on a downhill for a long time. I feel like it's only really England who
kept it up.
Who, like, you've seen the crowds at these Test matches. It's like I'm a football game. They're making it really fun to watch, and I feel like if Test cricket wants to be saved, I think
the star has to
they
be
need
adapted.
they need to make every Test series as fun as it was to watch the Ashes.
Yeah,
and I think it's easily done, but it needs to start with the individuals.
Individuals stepping up from white ball cricket and coming in. But the thing is,
I don't think you need. I think you can train Test match players too.
You can.
Like, as weird as it sounds, even Pujara, I think you could make Pujara into a good Test like Bazball player. But
he has got an IPL contract.
Yeah. But like players like Rahane, like Kohli, they can, like Rohit,
play aggressively.
They can all play Bazball.
Yeah.
Which they are trying. And I think for the future of Test cricket, I think Bazball is really good.
Setting the tone.
Yeah. I think Bazball is really a good like blueprint if we want Test cricket to survive.
I agree. And I think it's hit or miss though. Because I think we don't appreciate how good this England batting lineup is doing at this Bazball.
And you have to also appreciate that they've done this against probably the best bowling attack in the world.
Best seam attack anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not giving Murphy any credit. But the thing is, they make it look so easy. Like, we can say that, this team can adapt this country can adapt this. But the thing is, you never know, because it takes skill to hit a moving ball. Balls move in white ball cricket, but like red ball, that Duke ball moves so much more. It's so much harder to play, like even like technically. So if you're like cross batting this, you're launching this for six, like even attempting a drive is difficult because you get prone to like edges. So like the fact that they're making this look this easy is actually very impressive.
Yeah, it's a testament to how like skilled the batsmen are for England. And like, I mean, we're not just talking about like Root. Like, we know Root's amazing batsman,
Root's quality. But
like players like Crawley have stepped up. Duckett obviously, even Harry Brook. He's had a bit of a mid-series for his standards, but like he is the kind of player you want as the poster boy for Bazball. Because he's very good.
Yeah, I agree. Like, we saw what he did. Arguably, he had a really good series in Pakistan. Arguably, there were roads of a wicket.
Yeah.
But he did bat and get high runs with a high strike rate. And that's what Bazball is about. You're not dilly-dallying. You're not having like a 30 strike rate, like seeing through overs, defending. you're taking the attack to the opposition and you're getting a high strike rate, getting your runs quickly, and getting ready to skittle the opposition out. That's what it is.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, this Ashes has been amazing to watch. I've genuinely had a lot of fun watching, which I usually don't. I usually don't watch Ashes full stop.
Yeah.
But this has made me like tune in for every game. Making like I've never really wanted to go to an Ashes game, but I wanted to go to some of these games.
Yeah.
Especially when they were in Manchester and Leeds and London, we could have
gone
easily gone.
It's something where we would just check our phones to check the score.
Always checking our phones.
Yeah, we wouldn't be
and if we like even forget for like 2 hours to check, we're like, oh my god, what's the Ashes score? I completely forgot.
Like before last year, all this, we would just follow it on our phones. We'd just check the score. But now we want to watch this. This is the sort of cricket we want to watch. We want to go to. Like
even just afternoon, I was like, yo, come, let's watch. Is this going to be such a sick ending to the Test series? We have to watch. Like, come. And you're like, oh, I need to shower. Just give me 2 seconds. I'll be quick. And
it was raining, so we went to go gym, and it was really sad. We were actually really sad it was raining because we wanted to see this because it was such a good thrilling ending. But we went to gym. We came back and we're like, we forgot about the Ashes. We were like, how could we forget? We want to know what's going on, and then we find out what's going on. And this guy is like, come to my room. We're gonna watch this. We're gonna watch this game that England are gonna win. They were like 6 or 7 down. I was in the kitchen. He comes screaming. It's like they've got another wicket.
Yeah, I was just there. I was screaming.
I want to watch this, but I was smelly, so I was like, gotta go shower. But that's the quickest shower I've ever had in my life.
And like the only time I have that much fun is watching India.
It's true.
And even then, like it's been a long time. Maybe India at the Gabba, India when they came to England.
The Lords and Oval Test.
Yeah. But other than that, this is probably the best Test series I've watched in a long time.
And it's good to see this.
That's even saying, like, even 2019, Headingley, Stokes, like, madness.
Yeah, that was good.
This is probably the best I've seen.
This is probably best series, I'd say. Like, you get these games, individual games, that have really, like, livened up Test cricket, but you don't get better than this. And I hope it sets the tone for Test matches in general, because we have so much fun watching India, and we do have fun watching other teams play white ball cricket, but obviously we support India, so it's better to watch India for us. But like Test matches are something that are actually quite thrilling when you see Test matches like
Test
this.
cricket is my favorite.
Yeah.
Like T20 is good, ODI is okay, but Test is my favorite format to watch, and I think this is really good for the future of Test match cricket. Little kids, they don't want to, especially with the attention span they have these days, they don't want to like bat for like 200, 300 balls, getting like
50,
80, 90 runs. They want to go out and just smack the ball as hard as possible.
Yeah.
That's why.
But I think that's what Bazball is a mixture of. It's a mixture of discipline and aggression, and I think that's what's the way forward of Test cricket. And England are making it look very easy.
Yeah. So overall, great Test series. I think we decided that we think England deserved to win.
England are my winners. But
2-2 is fitting.
It's a fitting ending, but obviously with the rain not playing a part in this England would have won, and England should have won, because there's no chance England were losing that Test. So we can't control that, and Australia retained the Ashes, but it's been a hell of a series.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. That's the end of Ashes, and I think it's time for some India content.
I'm really upset to talk about India right now because we have not been playing well against West Indies. I mean, it is our B team, but seeing West Indies can't beat Zimbabwe and Netherlands. I mean, I don't know what's going on. That's for another day.
But yeah, Indian content's coming soon. World Cup coming up. Asia Cup. But yeah, maybe we'll do some the 100 stuff.
Maybe, if anything's interesting.
But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.
Cheers, guys.